Look at the picture. See the skull. Visible Frankenstein controls. The Brain Thoughts broadcasting radio. The Frankenstein earphone radio. The latest new skull reforming to contain all Frankenstein controls.
Well, welcome back to Frankenstein Control once more.
We're here again.
How art the unholy trifecta? How art thou, my good chums?
I'm doing great. I fixed my 3D printer after I thought I was gonna fucking explode.
That's good that it did not explode, and you printed some quality Grundum parts there.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You'll get your Grundums out.
I get my Grundums where I can.
That sounds like a fantasy organ.
Yeah.
Like you would
Kicked
go
him in
to
the Grundums he did.
some kind of fairy doctor, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you got an impacted Grundum.
You're like, oh my god.
Gonna have to operate it.
It's a Harry Potter disease.
Yeah, Grundumectomy.
You gotta remove your Grundum."
That's what J.K. Rowling thinks makes a trans person.
Yeah, you just get your Grundums removed.
I don't understand why you would get your Grundum removed. You're not truly a woman if you don't have a Grundum.
You don't have a Grundum.
I don't really know how any of this works.
As like J.K. Rowling turns to you and like both of her eyes are pointed in different directions. You're like, oh jeez. What up, Beta? How have you been?
I've been doing fine. I broke a vacuum cleaner, so that's cool.
Hey,
That's
we did
awesome.
too.
I didn't break it. It just
Is broken.
is broken.
Yeah. Dude, it fucking melted, man.
She
I
showed
showed
me.
him.
Yeah. Like, for you folks at home, I know this is incredibly interesting. Our vacuum cleaner fucked up so bad, like, the brush mechanism straight up melted. Like, it looks like melted ice cream. It's insane.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how that happened. My best guess is that I sucked up like a plastic piece or something, or like a rubber band maybe, and I got stuck in there, and then
Caused too
all
much
that,
friction.
all that movement and the friction is what melted melted the two pieces together. Because I don't see how these two pieces of the vacuum cleaner could melt in that way and not burn the motor out or something.
It's absolutely insane. I've
very
never seen
strange.
nothing like it. It like fused.
Baffling.
Yeah. Straight up baffling. Speaking of baffling, welcome to Frankenstein's Gate. I'm your host. The anime based off the popular manga that's based off the popular light novel that's based off the popular story this one guy wrote on a cocktail napkin in Hokkaido. Taylor Russell. To my right is Birai.
I'm B-Rai. I'm just somebody's Curry Dojinshi.
And to my left, as always, is Ada.
I'm Ada. I am a cum-soaked manga that you find underneath a teenager's pillow.
Together we are the Ginyu Force. Welcome back for another week.
I'm the least repulsive of all those things.
And doujinshis are pornos, right?
I think so.
Are they
wait.
always erotic in nature, or is it just a term for a fan-made manga?
No, I think that's it. They're just fan-made mangas. Yeah.
Just a lot of them are etchy.
Yeah, a lot of them are ecchi manga.
Graphic in nature.
Very icky.
The manga is demonic in nature. Very icky. This is no good.
That guy is so moist.
He's a weird man, and I don't want to know what his deal is.
Yeah, I don't either.
I saw him in a video where he calls a cat a demonic beast.
He calls it very icky.
And that's all I need to know about him.
That's that guy. He kind of looks like this face that my brother Egret can make, where he could do this really funny like Giga Chad kind of face by like tucking his cheeks in and like biting them and like doing a squinty smile at the same time, and he looks really funny.
That is hysterical.
It cracks me up every time he does it. He does it in a lot of his TikToks that
You,
he makes.
you Russell Nielsen's and your rubber faces. You all got them.
I like it. It's funny.
It provides endless amusement for your compatriots.
It certainly does. At least I hope so.
Of course. That's how this show got started.
But our audio show.
Speaking of show getting started, I want to get something out of the way.
Oh, well then, move that giant thing out of the way.
Oh, yeah. That was easy.
Okay,
Anyway,
good.
a follow-up to our previous episode about the Pooh's Adventure Wiki.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
You followed up on that?
I did some minor looking into it. This is not like some unknown shitty gem of the internet. There are some videos on YouTube trying to do a deep dive on it, but most of them are hosted by like really smarmy sounding nerds with hard to listen to voices.
Not that we're not smarmy sounding
Yeah.
nerds with hard to listen to voices.
I think we have relatively pleasing voices.
We do.
Instead of, all right, guys, here's this new cringe thing to look at today. Anyway.
Or you can get, or sometimes it's, welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be looking at a real cringy video today. You won't fucking believe it.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
too real, man. I can't even laugh.
I give this 7 bottles of wax out of 9.
That's my grading metric. Get fucking used to it.
Oh, yeah. Or like the dudes with like it's either Liverpool or Scottish accent. They come on and they're just like, let me tell you another thing about the video I don't like.
Yeah.
The thing I don't like most about the
Is
video
this
is it's
English?
objectively wrong.
You gotta listen to it for like a minute to really parse what language this is.
And you're like, oh my God.
I'm not sure if that's Liverpudlian or Manchester.
Liverpudlian.
That is actually the term of somebody who is from Liverpool.
Really?
Yes, a
No,
Liverpudlian.
I don't believe that.
That's true. It's real.
That's like calling people from Venice Venetians.
Well, I think that is that not what they're called?
I know, but I don't like calling them that. Say people from Venice, because Venetian sounds like a planet.
You could be
It's a
It's like
blind.
they're from it's like they're a blind, or it's like they're mispronouncing like they're from Venus. Like, oh, they're Venusians. You're like, shut up.
well.
Sorry.
No.
Or this tangent is completely
Oh,
lost.
sorry.
Yeah. Take us back. Take us
you're
back. Back on track there, Ada.
I looked it up. I found at least one name that is attached to this project. This is not the work of a single individual.
Okay.
This is a community, which is worse and better in some facets.
Agreed.
I found trailers for these movies as though they exist.
Oh God.
I wanted to track one down, but didn't quite have the gumption to do so.
It's like the other day when I said, "Is Sean Kingston dead?" I realized I could easily Google this, but I don't care to.
So the
He's not.
answer as to whether or not this is a joke, since it's a community now, we know that answer is yes and no. Because some people are going to be doing this because they're genuinely into it.
Right.
I even saw like one of the comments on a smarmy guy video that was like, I used to be into the Pooh's Adventure fandom, and then it got cringe.
Okay.
And then it got crazy.
So a counter to your point about it might be real.
That itself could be a joke.
yeah.
Well, no, I mean, I'm going to posit something. So I recently found out, because I've been watching this channel of this crazy juggalo girl named Izzy Is, and she just talks about...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've watched her before.
She's not a juggalo, she wears makeup like she is.
Yes, she wears clownish makeup.
Yeah, she wears bizarre clownish makeup, but she's pleasant enough, and she talks about fun things, so, like, I like what... you don't really have to look at the other screen. She's She's a second screen channel, and it's good. I'm fine with it. I like second screen content. But I listened to her, and she did this episode about. Hold on, I need to think of the name because it's a whopper.
You know your IP is good when people that have heard about it have to do mental math in order to calculate its title.
I see the wheels turning in his head as he
Yeah.
tries to.
Okay, Rise of the Brave Tangled Dragons,
Oh, yeah.
and so a
I
particular.
think I watched that video. I had seen that
Oh
whole
no.
Tumblr thing. And, like, that was... I think that was people actually enjoying that combination.
And so what I think the poo thing is a response to that. That is now my sanity preserving theory is that this might have started at the very least before it became cringe. At least it started as a joke to make fun of these kind of fandoms that are just combining a bunch of bullshit together because people do what they do.
You're right.
Rise of the Brave Tangled Guardians, Dragon, fucking Crouching Tigers.
If you want a fun movie to watch, I know I spent like 20...
Oh, man, everybody loved that, though. Everybody was talking about bees and shit. It was great.
That was really funny. By the way, before I lose that thread entirely, because that movie was directed by Sam Raimi, his brother Ted Raimi is in a video game that is out now called The Quarry. It is the newest offering from the people what do those horror movie games where you play as multiple characters. Is it Supermassive Games? The Until Dawn and the... what was the other one with
I never played that
the ghost ship one?
Rise of something of the Oberdeen? Voyage of the Oberdeen? That's a ghost ship one. No, Man of Medan.
Yes, Man of Medan.
Okay.
That one.
Did they do Soma? No, that was the studio that did Amnesia.
Yes. Soma is like one of Lissa's favorite games. She watches a lot of stuff.
I still need to play Soma. I never got around to it.
You can play it at the MoMA.
I can play Soma at the MoMA while marathoning Shokugeki no Soma.
And drinking boba.
With Boba Fett? I don't know.
Yeah, you could dress as the Fett of Boba while drinking boba while playing Soma at the MoMA while watching Shokugeki no Soma.
Only too late realizing that you're actually cosplaying as Jodo Cast, and therefore it throws off the entire thing.
Stupid. What did you watch, you asshole?
The Sea Beast.
The Sea Beast.
Oh, no, I have to finish
Wait, the Sea Bitch?
The Sea Bitch, yes.
Oh, Sea Bitch.
Oh, we have to come back to that. No, but I don't want to lose the Ted Raimi thread before.
Right, okay,
yeah,
sorry.
He plays the scary cop in, this particular offering from them is about a bunch of teens who are like the counselors at this summer camp, and the kids have already gone home, and the counselors stay an extra night, and then they are beset by scary monsters, and they have a real
Friday the 13th.
They have a real graveyard smash, and Ted Raimi plays a cop in that, and he does a good job. Everyone in the Quarry does a really good job with their performances, and the one of the main cast was driving me nuts where I'd seen and heard him before because he has a very iconic voice, and I recognized him too. He's the kid from Detective Pikachu. He's the young man.
No way.
Yeah, he's in that, and he does good. He's a cool character in that, and he does a good job.
He's a good actor.
He is. He's good.
Like
everyone in it is really.
I remember we were all every time we've watched Detective Pikachu on movie night, and it's been twice now.
Yeah.
Every time the scene where he's crying and talking about his dad, everybody shuts up.
Yeah.
Even though we're a wily bunch who comments on everything, when that scene happens, everybody shuts the fuck up and lets him act.
Yeah, he's good.
I'd say that's fair enough to say he's a good actor.
His name is Justice Smith. There's a little shout out for him.
Justice Smith.
He's a cool dude.
Spread the word for great justice, am I right? So random holds up Spork.
Ugh. Too real.
Ada's looking at me like she's like worried for me.
You've regressed 15 years.
Oh God, it is 15 years.
Yeah.
Oh no. Man, that's rough stuff. Anyway.
So, the Sea Beast is a Netflix movie, and it is computer animated, and it is good.
This is part of Love, Death, and Robots?
No, it is not, but, so it's like a combination of, the best parts of Pirates of the Caribbean with like a thalassophobia kaiju kind of deal.
Oh, that's nifty.
And there's other. It is evocative of another movie, but I don't want to say that movie's name because it's a spoiler for the twist in the narrative of the movie. Although you could probably guess what that twist is within the first few minutes of the movie. It's not like it has a terribly complex plot, but it is a hell of a lot of fun, and it is very well animated.
Sea Beast.
The Sea Beast. It is like the animation and the character design. I really want to praise the character design in this movie because the character design is some of the best I've seen in, it feels like years.
Now, when you say character design,
yes.
Do you mean the design of the characters or design of the monsters?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Both, but the main monster is a little meh. She's okay, but some of the other ones are really cool. But the human characters are really cool, and all of them, this is a first for CG movies. We're finally getting to the era where there is absolutely nobody is uncanny valley or shitty looking. Like, everybody is really well animated, and all of them look like plausible human beings. That's the thing. Even in a stylized art style, they all look like plausible people, which is really cool. And I was just very captivated by that, and the animation's really good, and the voice acting is really good. And it's a really fun time. And
Sea beast.
it's got it's a kids movie, so there's like predictably some saccharine bits, and you're like, oh come on, but it's par for the course, and it's fun. It's if you want to watch a movie and have a good fucking time, that's a good one to watch.
Watch Sea Beast. Watch Sea Bitch on Hulu.
Yes. Have we ever explained Sea Bitch?
I don't think we've explained Sea Bitch.
I don't know. If we did, it was long ago. So I guess we're overdue for a re-explanation.
There was a guy in our algebra class. When I say our, I mean me and friend of the show FBM and other friend of the show and a one-time special guest Kippa.
Yes, Josh.
From whom our fan base takes their name.
Our special Joshes.
There was this guy in our algebra class in high school whose name was John. I won't say his last name because I hope he's still... Oh, shit, Is he dead?
Yeah.
I think he's dead.
He died in a water-related accident.
He died in a beach accident.
Yeah, he washed up on shore with the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh!
That's really sad.
Sorry, that's awful and topical.
Oh, bad.
Unfortunately topical, but it's also the most bonkers thing I've ever heard in my life.
It really is.
It was like the same day that Shinzo Abe got shot.
Was it?
It was definitely at least the same week.
Oh my god.
I think you're absolutely right about that, Ada.
That's the darkest week in Japanese history.
And let's touch on that for a second, because when I sat down on the couch last Tuesday morning with my coffee and I opened my news app...
The catch one, hello, B-Ride.
Shinzo Abe assassinated was the last thing in the world I expected to fucking see. That was crazy.
Apparently he was a fascist, though. So
I'm not saying... I don't...
Very fascist leanings.
I don't know all that much about him.
Bad.
I always have a grain of salt when it comes to like foreign politicians, because I'm like, I don't know you well enough to know that you're not the Trump of your country.
Yeah, like
know?
that's why I've just been maintaining this is above my pay grade kind
Exactly.
of stance on this whole thing. I'm like, yo, some guy in another country died.
Yeah. What were we talking about? By the way, there's a...
We were talking about how the fucking Yugi Man guy...
Sea Bitch.
Yeah.
Sea Bitch. Oh, yeah, so this guy...
Sea Bitch killed Yu-Gi-Oh! Man.
Yes. So there was a girl in our class whose name was Brittany. And Brittany's name did not start with a C, nor was she really in any way that you could possibly associate her with... being a mariner? I don't know. All I know is that this John guy liked to somewhat bully her, and he referred to her as Sea Bitch. And I have no idea why he did that. None of us do. We were like, John, why are you bothering her? And he's like, fucking Sea Bitch. And I do not know if he meant C like the letter C, or SEA, or any other variation of that word. I have no idea why he called her Sea Bitch. He just did.
It occurred to me that maybe... Well, it occurred to me that this possibility, and then I immediately discounted this possibility, that maybe the C could have been referring to a grade, but like... From what I remember you telling me, this John guy was like a dipshit.
He was the vastly worse student.
If you're getting F's and D's and you're not passing the class,
he was no Rhodes Scholar.
People for getting an average grade.
Yeah, and that was never the nature of what he was bullying her for. If you could even call his grunting and gesticulating and saying incomprehensible things like "sea bitch" bullying, I guess that's bullying is in the eye of the beholder. I mean, it certainly wasn't. The inflection with which he spoke was not a nice one, so I don't know how else you would interpret that, but I don't know what the fuck was going on there, and I still don't, and it's like 16 years later, and everyone else is grown up and dead in one case, so...
He was killed to protect that secret.
Yes.
The sea
that
itself.
Secret.
The sea itself took him out.
No, that's it. That's why she's called Sea Bitch. It's karma, you see. It's a grand revenge. She actually was a sea bitch.
Just like that, she was Ursula, the sea bitch.
Yeah, she was the sea bitch.
She was a Selkie. She just happened to be on land during her high school ages.
Yeah.
And John wasn't stupid. He was just Scottish.
As a Scottish person, it's the same thing. He's not stupid, he's just a Scot.
You're a sea bitch, you're lass.
That's one of them sea bitches.
That's why you couldn't understand him. He's like, "Then they come near me, you're sea bitch."
I'll give you a Glasgow smile.
I'll give you a Glasgow smile, you fucking sea bitch.
I want to shift gears for a moment here.
We've been shifted a lot, but go on.
That's the show.
The
Shinzo Abraham Lincoln. Sorry, I wanted to say that.
That's really funny.
Sorry.
the mention of world leaders made me think of this wonderful quote from my beloved wife that I this was such a great quote. I don't even remember the context of which she said this. I honestly don't remember why, but it was such a great quote I had to write it down, and I love her so much. This is wonderful. But she just said, "That's my weakness. Put a little hat on anything and I'll instantly love it, no matter what. I don't know, maybe if we put a little hat on Trump, I'd still hate him. I'd like the hat, though." And Lissy, if you're listening, I love you, and you're funny, and you make me smile. And that's a very valid point.
Yeah.
And take that quote and like put it on a fucking like memorial post for Shinzo Abe and say that he said it.
Yeah. Shinzo Abe
Photoshop
2020.
a tiny little hat onto him. Just like a little tiny pink cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Like this big.
Oh. I can kind of see the appeal now.
I should have done more Abe assassination jokes.
No, we're already pushing it by being fucking unnecessarily stupid and cruel.
It's I don't know enough about. I certainly like didn't welcome the news of it or by any means. Like I was mostly like, Jesus Christ, Japan! I thought you were better than that. We're the ones with the crazy gun violence.
Yeah.
Calm down over there.
I thought who knew Ghost of the Shell would start coming true.
Exactly. It turns out Shinzo Abe was part of something called the Individual 11 and needed to be exposed. And now Togusa has to drive really fast in a sports car to his house and interview his servant androids. And it's going to be a whole 5-episode arc.
Togusa, you need to go with the major over to his house. You need to investigate the situation.
I was not prepared for how good that imitation of
I love the Chief, man.
The Chief was.
He's got a fucking great voice. Like, the second I heard his voice, I'm like, I hope I sound like that when I'm 90.
Yeah.
It's your Balthios voice.
Yeah, it is. Yes, finally, mystery solved, right?
God, that's funny.
That's
God, that's funny.
Can I get a Charles?
Charles. Hold on a second. I'll show you fucking zobbers. You want fucking zobbers? I'll show you fucking zobbers, Charles.
Oh, Charles
I
Barkley.
want to play that game again.
It's a funny fucking game. It's
It
so
is.
good. It's like one of the funniest games I've ever played in my life besides Deltarune Part 2. That game
Yeah.
comes a close second,
Yeah.
but nothing can overtake the king.
And
We should do a proper recorded playthrough of it. Because we streamed it like years ago, but we didn't really record it.
You were saying the other day.
Yeah.
I fucking sign me up, man.
Welcome to Make No Promises Theater,
Yeah.
starring Frankenstein Control.
The speaking of, like, unlike Michael Jordan, who was apparently a douche, Charles, I've just heard that Charles Barkley was briefly in the news for a good reason recently, where he apparently, I don't even know where he was when he said this, but he said something to the effect of, "If you're trans or gay, I love you. Charles Barkley loves you, and if anyone gives you any shit for it, tell him Charles said fuck you." And that was a direct quote from Charles Barkley that he really said recently.
That's a good one. Tell him Charles said fuck you.
You heard it here, folks. Charles Barkley says trans rights. It is Charles Barkley, Donkey Kong, and H-Bomber Guy. They're approaching the battlefield. They're stomping over to J.K. Rowling's house at this very moment.
I'm going to give her a right thrashing.
Not through with my zobbers.
That game is such a treasure.
It really is. For those that
Don't know what the fuck
yeah.
we're talking about.
For the uninitiated,
it is a game called Charles Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden, made by an insane person called Chef Boyardee, and and it's about the year 20XX after Charles Barkley performs a chaos dunk and destroys New York, and B-ball has been outlawed.
I love how most summaries that you find, they also include, like, right in the first sentence of the summary, like, in a universe where the Space Jam was canon.
Yes, I was gonna say, Space Jam happened.
It was a real event.
It's a true event.
It's a JRPG.
It is. It is a JRPG with turn-based combat.
A pretty okay one at that. Like, there's a lot worse.
There's a village in a sewer filled with furries.
Don't forget the Death Temple in Hell.
Yes, we need to actually make.
We need to go to the Death Temple in Hell at some point.
Yeah, this is happening. B-Rai, when your kid is
made happen
and in the world, and you're not going to have time to come over here every 2 weeks. That's going to be what's going to be replacing our regular Frankenstein control content.
Cool. Until my schedule normalizes.
Yeah.
I will hopefully be able to do that relatively quickly. I am going to be trying to take off a lot of time.
No pressure, my man.
Yeah.
A kid is a lot. No pressure. Like, you need to take a break, you take it, bud.
She will overwhelm you.
I am
be stormed.
Yes.
Stomped on.
She's going to teleport behind you and say, nothing personnel, Dad, and slice you.
She's going to do a bleach quick step.
Yeah.
And and I'll have set myself up for it because the room that we're giving her that we've been I mean, she's going to be with us for like the first year anyway, but we're still preparing her room
he's sending her away after the second year.
Yes.
You're going to orphan school now.
Yes, you're going to boarding school in England.
Orphan school implies that B-Rai and Lissa die.
Yeah, no.
We're just going to go to the Maldives and live there.
We're going to go to the Endives.
Endive!
Endive.
He's in Skyrim.
What?
Yeah.
Mungdal? The guy who voiced Mungdal is in Skyrim?
Yeah, he voices Neloth in the Dragonborn DLC, the old Dark Elf wizard.
Oh my god, you're right! Oh my god! You know, I really should have suspected as much walking to Neloth's lab, and he's like, Chowder, why don't you put Schnitzel's belongings? I can't find anything. What are you doing over there?
You know, Dragonborn, you would be really terrible.
Hey, Dragonborn, you know what would be really terrible? If you Whoosh Rodan in the middle of my laboratory and infected all the physics objects. Whoosh Rodan! Why?
What the hell were we talking about again?
What the fuck were we talking about?
Oh, no, I was going to say
you were talking about your wee bab.
The room that we're going to give her is the closet of which is where all of my swords were and are. And I was just thinking the other day...
Just put the baby in the sword room. It's fine.
I should really get all these swords out of my baby's room. Also, this crossbow.
Oh my god.
The crossbow doesn't work currently. It's slightly broken, as is the compound bow that's in there.
At least you got like about a year.
Yeah.
Before the kid
before
can
she needs a closet.
Before she can actually get up and hoist a sword aloft.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got about a year before you have to take her to the firing range and teach her proper gun control.
You got about a year before
trigger discipline. That's the word I was trying to use.
You got about 18 years before the time will finally come where you will ruin her life until she slays you in pitched combat, and only then will she be ready.
I was just thinking that she's going to have a life with the prologue of Mulan. Like, you stole your father's sword and took up. I'm like, that's going to happen.
You stole your father's armor. Impersonated a soldier. Charles Barkley says trans rights.
Since you're going to be cleaning out this closet and it's going to be empty for a bit, do you want me to paint you a picture of like a horrible melting clown? So you can frame that and put that in the closet for her to discover years later.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
I will do that, and it reminds me. I will do that for the singular reason that it reminds me of one of my favorite King of the Hill quotes, where the guys are just standing around and Bill says something about, "There was a picture of a clown above my bed for when I was a child. I thought it was God for the longest time."
Oh my god.
I think he just says that for no reason too. It's like not even related to another conversation.
That's such a good quote. Holy fuck. Wow. I remember when I was a little stupid child. I was like I was just old enough to start contemplating the concept of God, and I was like, I would always refer to God as a she, and then Mom's like, why is that? Because I was like, Mom's like, why do you say that God's a she? And I'm like, because like, I don't know.
Because Melissa Etheridge said so.
Like, I actually don't know why. I'll have to ask my mom what my reasoning was.
I don't know why I arbitrarily chose Melissa Etheridge, by the way. She was just the only 90s musician I could think of.
But yeah, like, I don't know why I thought that. I mean, like, because I was a god. I guess it must have been just like, well, mom's a mom, so like, it'd be the mom of everything, right?
Yeah.
Which makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
That line of reasoning makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Do you think God has blue hair and pronouns?
Absolutely. Charles Barkley says God has blue hair and pronouns.
Charles Barkley said God is Sonic the Hedgehog.
And now
You gotta be pretty fast to make the whole world in 7 days.
And now we shall break the holy sacrament, the holy communion of the chili dogs, and the raspberry fago.
Raspberry fago.
I don't know.
Sonic is a juggalo now.
Sure. With that girl, what makes the YouTube?
I'm always down to clown. All right, pass it, man. Fago, I don't know any other juggalo shit. Magnets, how do they work?
Tails, we're almost gonna miss going to the Dark Carnival.
Tails,
I go to another concert, Sonic. They started throwing the shit in the porta potties at each other. It's gross, man. You're just a pussy, Tails. You can't get down with a clown like I can.
Is it Mad TV where they have the characters that are parodies of Insane Clown Posse?
No,
and one of them
I believe that was Saturday Night Live, and I know what you're talking
about.
Or
one of them's name is Ass Dan.
Yes. Ass Dan's kid looks just like Ass Dan. Also, my kid looks just like Ass Dan.
Yeah.
Oh, God. What the fuck was this episode?
I don't know.
It's okay. Ada, I'll save everything. Ada, put a picture of my own tombstone. Good night, everybody.
Now even you know I am a menace. I hand you the secrets to save the entire human race and the entire universe.